So I'm here to just share what's on my heart and mind because this is really dear to my heart. So, as we all know and have seen on the news, that Cam Newton was in some type of scruffle, whether he was trying to stop it, whether he was in it. It just looked wild to me. Like, it just looked wild. Like, Cam Newton he's scruffling with the, like, you could see him. Somebody ran up on him. Okay? Like, and this is crazy because this is a professional athlete. Someone who has worked hard to get to where he's at. And he's doing something that we all say celebrities don't do. Come back and serve their communities, the youth. Right? So he's doing that. And this video, I'm honestly speaking to the black community because I'm black. Okay? And I don't even like saying that I'm black. And it's not hate or anything. It's just we have to find pride in ourselves, and using the term black is just not prideful. Even if we try to make it prideful, it's not, because it's not who we are. But I'm still going to use black because I'm black at the end of the day. Black, black. I'm speaking to black people. I'm speaking to black people when I make this if the shoe don't fit, then don't worry about it. I'm not talking to you. But if it does, then I hope that this message resonates and that you get something from this. But yeah, we seen Cam Newton in a tussle, right? And the video to me was not funny at all. It's not funny. Like I said, it was wild to me, but it's really crazy and honestly sad, because this is really where we're at with a lot of things. As a teacher who taught 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, I've been in these teacher streets, okay? Decided to homeschool my daughter, and I am actively homeschooling my daughter because I've been in these teacher streets, and I've been through public education myself. But I resigned from teaching. I'm no longer teaching full-time, but I am a substitute teacher. And I just recently did a long-term position as a counselor. So I was, being a counselor and working with students in a different type of capacity, but really the same thing as being a teacher, low-key. Because a teacher is a counselor and all of that. They wear different hats, more than you can even imagine. So I have really good experience. Like, I have experience when it comes to what I'm about to say. It's sad because these kids missed out on a really, really great opportunity because of their emotions, their anger. They let their anger get the best of them, and they ruined an opportunity that could have possibly changed their life. And it's sad to say, a lot of black youth that I've worked with, they don't take their future seriously. They don't even see their future. They are not even thinking about their impact. These kids, the ones that I've worked with, and I've mostly worked with black students, brown and black children. They don't feel like they have a purpose. And recently I've worked with some children, and I realized something, that most of these kids' parents that are in school now were teenagers when they had them. I talked to some students and they was like, yeah, my mom's 28 and I have a 5-year-old. And if I would have had a child when I was 18, 19, I wouldn't have been ready. And it's okay to admit that you were not ready when you had a child. Because when I was 18 and 19, I was living a wild life, baby. I was not thinking about no children. I was not ready to have no child. If I would have had a child, I wouldn't have known what to do. I was still wanting to live my life and be me and be free. I was just, really just like starting life, graduating. And you have a child. And you brought a child into this world, and you are still a child. You are still hurting. You have still things that you are still healing from that you don't even understand. You're not even aware. And don't get me wrong, it's okay. The child is here. But we gotta really admit that this generation that's coming up had parents that were not ready to be parents at all. They didn't know how to be parents. And nobody really knows how to be a parent. But at 18, 17, 19, come on now. You do not know how to be a parent. You don't even know. No, bro, we don't even know until we really get into it all that parenting is. You're raising another human being. These kids are out here lost because they do not feel connected to their parents. And I'm not trying to blame it totally on the school system, but what I'm saying is we put these kids in school. They're forced to learn things that don't have nothing to do with their purpose or their self-identity. They are forced to be with children that are exposed to things. Listen, children are being exposed to so much stuff just from peers and doing things based off of peer pressure and wanting to feel cool or wanting to fit in. Then they're dealing with teachers, and some teachers are great. You have some amazing teachers, because I'm one. I know I am. You have some great teachers, but then you have some teachers that are bitter, that are miserable in the school system. Sometimes these kids are getting yelled at by every single teacher. Every single teacher they're getting yelled at, especially the ones that are deemed bad. What? You put that label on the child, baby, and it's a wrap. And sometimes it is true. The kids, it is what it is. The kids don't have self-respect. Like I said, going back to, they don't see their purpose, that they have a sense of identity. And honestly, when I'm growing up, like I said, the public school system didn't do that for me. But it's different now because kids are just exposed to so many things. You give them a phone, full access to a phone and internet, that you can look up anything in the world. You let them get on TikTok. They know all the dances. They know all the new hot songs. You let them listen to music that talks about killing each other, about having sex, and not in a sensual, positive way, but out here in these streets. Okay? You let them listen to music about drugs. They are way more aware than what their parents may think they are. Their parents may not even want to admit that they are. But they are, and they come to school and they act out and they show out. Okay? I remember back in the day, it used to be one class clown. Now it's like 20 in one class. And you're expecting a teacher to teach them the things that they need to know in life, and they take everything as a joke and nothing is serious, and they barely can sit down and learn anything. They're not learning in school. And I'm being honest. That's why you see all these really low scores. You can go look it up yourself. I'm speaking the truth. These kids are not learning in school. They are not learning. And I'm not saying all of them, but for the majority, most of them are not learning. And they're not coming to school to learn. They're coming to school to socialize and be with their friends and act out. Some parents just need to go sit in the classroom and see for themselves what these teachers have to deal with. It's really wild, because parents are really expecting for the school system to teach them all that their kids should know, and that's not what's going on. A lot of these kids are getting passed on, don't know how to read, barely can write. They write chicken scratch. They done took grammar, cursive out of most of these schools. They do not teach them emotional regulation. These kids are angry, upset. They getting tested and graded. Going home, maybe having to face trauma after trauma. Parents going through their own stuff, so they're not even really focused on their children. Maybe not putting a lot of energy scrolling on their phone, trying to be entertained themselves, trying to still go out, because they're still young, still trying to go out, still trying to, you get what I'm saying? Like, parents are not being active in their child's education, and so the children are not taking education seriously because they have no one to support them at home. And it's for some children. I'm just speaking for some. The ones, like I said, that are deemed bad, they act out at school. And honestly, some of them do have parents that support them. They just come to school and they feel pressured to because of the peer pressure and the bullying. And some do, ask, how's your day? But they don't get into the nitty gritty, not really trying to figure out what's going on. A lot of kids are depressed, especially after COVID. And those are statistics as well. You can go look this stuff up. These kids are not learning. They don't know how to regulate their emotions. They're not being taught at home. And honestly, these are things that these kids should be being taught at home. How to regulate their emotions, to find their purpose, their self-identity. The school is not going to do it. The school is not going to teach your child about their purpose in life, who they are. And like I said, you have some great teachers that will motivate them, but that's not enough. They need their parents. They need their parents to be a part of their educational journey, their learning journey, to teach them some things, some real life things that will help them. All the things that you wish you know now. I wish I knew more about credit. I wish I knew more about how to pick good friends. I wish I would have knew more about not people pleasing and not caring about what people thought about me, and loving myself more, and thinking that I am beautiful growing up, and knowing more about boys, and being more prepared about the things that you face in school. Because how can children learn if they are dysregulated emotionally? They're not being connected with, loved, felt on, cared for. But then they gotta be forced to school. It's a crazy system. You wake up at 6, put them on a bus. Maybe some parents wait, maybe some parents don't. Children are standing outside 6 o'clock in the morning. It's cold in the winter. 6 o'clock in the morning waiting on a bus. Pick them up. Go to a building that they cannot leave. Have like an hour to 30 minutes of recess, unless you're in middle school and recess is gone. You got to learn 8 different subjects in one day, taking tests, regurgitating information, learning the same thing over and over and over again in each grade, not learning about yourself, not learning about your history, having many different teachers, going through many different teachers, many different personalities, many different influences. Some are going to influence them in good ways and some of them are not. Trust me. Where is the connection, right? They with the teacher, 8 hours a day. They go home. You cook dinner. Parents are probably really tired, may try to help your child with homework, may get frustrated during that time because the child don't know or you don't know, so that's a whole debacle right there. Maybe you try to ask the child how their day was and it's just like, it's okay, because they don't even feel like trying to express or talk about what is going on, so you just take it's okay as it's okay, then put them to bed and you do it all over again. Where, and you have that weekend, yes, but parents have to be more intentional. Especially, it doesn't matter, homeschooling, public schooling, it don't matter. We play the most important role in our child's life. We cannot let other people dictate and influence our children. And they're being influenced by so many other things. Like I said, music, social media, all these different influencers out here. You see it. There's many different influencers out here. It used to just be celebrities. Now it's regular, everyday people that could be weirdos out here influencing people. So now you have celebrities, influencers. You have, whatever else that's out there on the internet, because the internet exposes it all, and these kids are on the internet. and they see it all and they know it all, kinda. They think so. They think they know it all because they have a phone, right? And that's why you have all these issues at school. These kids, they're removing the mirrors. They're removing the mirrors out of the bathroom because kids are going into the bathroom making TikToks. Kids are fighting teachers over their phones because they think they're grown because they got a phone that they can go and look up anything that they want to look up, and they think that they know, and they don't even use it for research. They're on social media. They're on social media. They're on social media, just like us. These kids should not be on the same level as adults. Adults and children are listening to the same music. Kids should not be listening to WAP. I don't care what version. That is an adult song. They should not be listening to that. And not in a way where it's so cool. Maybe they should dissect the lyrics, analyze the lyrics to see what these people are saying, and not get so trapped up in the beat. But kids should not just be being exposed to adult content and not having conversations about it. Being exposed, and they might as well be having these important conversations with their parents. I just feel like it's so sad to see the youth. It breaks my heart because you just know all that children can do, how creative they can be, how far they can go if they believe in themselves, if they see themselves as people going, as someone going somewhere, if they really see their purpose and they stay focused on that. But if they don't have anyone in their ear motivating them and telling them that they can do it, and actually being there and being intentional about time being spent, choosing your words wisely, talking to them kindly, teaching them how to express themselves and communicate. If they're not getting that, how are they going to prosper? Do you not know that life is hard? That there's so much you have to learn in life? So much that you have to get through? We have to start teaching our children these things. We can't just let them go out with no tools, no education on anything. You just throwing them in school with no tools. None. Children need to be having important conversation with their parents. Parents, that's what we're a parent for. God gave us a mission when you had a child, to lead this child on a path that they should follow, that they should go. Train up a child in the way that they should go. They have to be trained. You have to give them the tools. You have to teach them. And it doesn't require beating your child all the time. I'm not saying that these kids need to be beat, because no. When you meet children with aggression, of course they're going to be aggressive towards other people. We have to change our ways if we want the youth to be better. That's all I'm saying. Change the way that you talk to your child. Change the way that you handle your child. Change the way that you discipline your child. Change the way that you connect with your child. Because like I said, these children are angry. They are depressed. And then you're putting them in school, forcing them. I'm not saying that school is horrible for every child. But at a certain point, and especially middle school and high school, you definitely see how children have lost themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't know what they want to do. They don't have a purpose. They're confused. Some of them are going to be pushed into college. Some of them are going to be pushed into the military. Some of them are going to be dropping out, doing whatever they want, because they're not prepared. They're not prepared. They're not prepared. And because of social media, everything is a joke. Everything is a joke. Everything is a joke. If I was in the presence of Cam Newton, I'm not about to hit this man ever, or fight this man ever, or fight in his no, we didn't come here for that. We came here to learn and to grow. And that's what I'm saying. They don't have that mindset. They don't have the mindset that I came here to learn and grow, and that I need to learn, that I need to grow, and that this is an important part of my process of getting to where I need to go. And teachers can't do it all. They're not there to be your child's parent. They are there to teach your children certain subjects. That's what they are there to do. These teachers be bending over backwards. That is not their job to be wearing all these many different hats. And that's why I had to stop, because I'm an empath. It breaks my heart to see children not care about their future. to be hurting so badly, and to not know how to communicate or to cope with what they're feeling, not know how they don't see their, like I said, they don't see their purpose. Their light is gone. They don't care. That hurts me. I don't want to be around in that environment. I love to uplift children, to motivate them, to let them know that they have a purpose. They can do anything that they put their mind to. But when so many children are going through so much, especially at home, they're going through so much at home. And then you put them in this environment and you tell them you gotta learn this. And you can only do this, and you can do this, and you can't do this, and you can't, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel these children. I'm not saying that the actions was right. Those actions were not right at all. Because those kids, as old as they were, they should have been more aware of the opportunity that they had. But they don't. They didn't. They crashed out. And who knows if they'll ever get that opportunity again. And what I'm saying is, we got to start raising our children to help them understand that our actions matter. What we say, what we do, where we go, all of that matters. I've been in many situations where I never should have been. If I would have just listened to myself and said, nah, I'm good, I ain't going. But instead, I wanted to go because other people were going. Peer pressure. Honestly, it's never too late as a parent to right your wrongs. You were young. I'm young. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. Child, I am not a perfect parent. I'll be apologizing to my child because I know it eats me up when I know that I'm not feeling like the best parent, like I'm doing what I should be doing. Or I've said something, so I go back and I apologize. And you can right your wrongs. You can start over. You can try to be the best version of yourself as a parent. You can step up and get these kids whatever tools they need, a tutor. You can do these things. You can help them in so many ways if you just focus on that, because they need that. Your children need that. They're like an investment. If you don't invest in your children, then the investment will plummet. I've seen somebody say that. Your children are like an investment. You have to invest in them so that they can grow. And these kids are not getting that enough. I see so many other races of people who invest in their children. They give them opportunities. They show them there are so many things that you can do out in this world, and they give them those opportunities. Our children deserve the same thing. They deserve the same thing. And most of them feel like they don't. Because they can't do the basic things. They can't read. They can't write. They can't comprehend. And that is not the school's fault. Most of it is because that's what you put your child in school to do, yes, to learn. But they need their parents. They need that reinforcement at home. If you're not going to homeschool and be intentional about teaching your child and making sure that they learn, and you don't even have to be the teacher. And that's one thing that people are so confused about. Homeschooling, this whole myth about homeschooling, raising weirdos and keeping them in the house and away from society. No, homeschooling is limitless. There are so many possibilities in homeschooling. You do not have to teach your child. You can buy teachers. You can buy tutors. You can go on OutSchool, sign them up for any class. And yeah, it could be costly. You can also go on YouTube. There's so much information out there. You can take them traveling on trips. You could do the things that you know. Teach them the basic skills, cooking, cleaning, manners, before you just throw them into school, because that's what a lot of them need anyways. But nowadays, parents, they don't want to take the time to do that because, and I don't know why they don't want to take the time to do that. I feel like I said, a lot of the parents were very young, got their childhood snatched away from them. And now they're living at a time where it's like, okay, my child is a little old enough now, I can kind of do. But your children need you. Our children need us. They need us. This is a lifetime thing, being a parent. So 18 and they don't know. especially when you haven't even done anything for your child at 18. At least, set them up to give them an apartment, a car, some money. No, most kids are not getting that, especially black children. We're not getting set up fairly. It's not fair. It's not. And when we gonna stop this? If we're gonna have children, if you want to have a child, that means you are ready to set up someone else's future to be better. We have to be better for our children. They need that. And they need to know that they have a purpose. They need to know that they can do anything and they can go anywhere if they work hard. This is not an easy life. This is not easy. They have to learn. It's so much they have to learn in life. Okay? And I'm not saying we got to teach them everything. No, but what I'm saying is we do have to be the ones to teach them. To be there. To guide them. To lead them in a positive direction. In a positive direction. Because if not, they will go astray. They will get lost in this sauce, in this world. And I see it every day. And I've seen it growing up. And I don't want this to keep happening to our children. We're losing children to the streets, to gun violence, to drugs. We're losing children to teen pregnancy. We're losing children to depression. We're losing children to traumatic events. A lot of we're losing them. We're losing them to social media, to celebrities, to influencers. We're losing them. To the public school, we're losing them. We're losing them. Even when it may not seem like it. Even that top-notch student that gets A's and all these rewards, we're losing them. Because some children, they are not being emotionally connected to. You need love. You need to be cared for. You need to be nurtured. You need to be motivated. You need to be encouraged. You need to be supported on your journey. That's what we all need. And the children, they need it the most because they're growing up in a world that they don't understand and they're trying to figure it out. We are at an age now where we can figure it out. We've come to an awareness where we slightly understand the world. These children, they don't know. We have to force them to know. We should be there to help them to grow. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.